I want to talk about challenging myself and my introvert side and put myself in a very extrovert situation. So a couple of days ago, I was invited to go to the Gothenburg Book Fair and attend a panel. And as part of this, I got to go to the soiree, which is an evening party hosted by the book fair, where they hand out scholarships to different people within the cultural aspects. And I went to the same thing last year, but then I had my good friend Amanda with me. And this time, because it was short notice, I got the invitation, and it was only for me. And so I was sort of mentally preparing myself to go to a thing where a lot of people already know each other for various reasons, and a lot of people are famous or celebrities within different cultural fields. And I just knew that it was going to be, there was going to be a feeling of, I don't belong here. I don't know anyone, and I'm not the person who kind of just crashes into a party of people and start, hey, who are you? Who are you? That's not kind of who I am. I can be in certain situations, but definitely not in a situation like this. So I was kind of like, I will go get a drink, alcohol-free, because I don't drink alcohol. Reasons for that are many, not just morally, but also medical. And I took a glass of sparkling cider or whatever it was, and I kind of stood up against a wall, and I decided, within myself that, no, I'm not going to stand here and think about how I look and think about how I am perceived being there alone. I'm just going to stand here and kind of study people, look at people, see how they interact. See what happens when that famous person comes in and how it affects people around. So I was kind of having a social anthropological, personal study there. And then something happened. A woman approached me, a woman slightly older than I am, and she was like, "You're here alone?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then we started talking, and we had a really good conversation, and she told me that she's an author and that she was going to have two showdowns at the book fair the day after, panel discussions and such. And I said, yeah, I will come to that. That'll be fun. So we had a good discussion, and then she joined some of her friends and getting ready to go to the after party after the soiree. And then the artist Sherry went on stage, and I went over, I was digging it, and then the soiree was over, because the soiree doesn't last very long, and that's why it's called soiree, it's like evening. And then I started making my way back to the hotel. And on the way, I stopped by a store, I picked up some ice cream and some candy, got back to the hotel, and realized that the hotel I was staying at was actually the place of the after party. But by then I was like, no. I did good tonight, so I'm gonna reward myself with this ice cream in the hotel room, watch some TV, and just kind of like relax, because it was gonna be a long day the day after as well. But I'm really proud of myself for being in a situation where I would normally have felt very, very alone in a crowd and left out and antisocial. I kind of had this, internal discussion with myself. So I said, no, I'm not going to be that person. Not tonight. I'm not going to be that person. And I don't know, maybe this was a temporary solution, or maybe it was the beginning of an actual long-term solution to some of the introvert feelings that I've had concerning, people in a crowd. So I feel proud. Question to you. Do you ever feel alone in a crowd? And how do you handle it? Do you make sure that you never end up in a situation like that? Do you have maybe a best friend that you always have with you so that you'll never have to experience that? Or do you do it in some other way? I'd love to know. But I'm proud of myself for what I did, even though from the outside it might not have looked as something very special, but it sure was to me. I'm proud of myself. Good talk.